Welcome back, everyone. Today, I'm feeling a bit candid about what's in store. Honestly, when I first looked at the material for this episode, I thought there had been a mix-up. Typically, we're immersed in dense research papers or extensive articles, but what I found was a mere handful of words, just 45, to be exact. I've sent longer texts to mend dinner plans. My mind instantly raced to whether we could really unpack something meaningful in a mere paragraph that could be read in under a minute. It felt almost too light, didn't it? But herein lies the twist. Let's change our lens on this. Instead of viewing it as just a snippet, think of it as a compressed file holding rich potential within its brevity. When you unpack this seemingly simple text, it unfolds into something truly profound, almost like a calling. It's as if the words shout out an imperative, a blueprint for how we engage with one another. That's the mission we're diving into today. As we explore, I want you to picture yourself as an architect, not just a passive participant in your social landscape, but someone purposeful and creative building your own connections and communities. Traditionally, we often drift along in our social lives, hoping to stumble upon the right connections, wishing for good vibes at that next gathering. But this text knocks on our shoulders and declares, hold on, you're not just a bystander, you are the builder. While it might feel like a daunting task, this new perspective gives us power, yes, but it also brings responsibility. And that's a lot to carry when all you might crave is an easy chat over drinks with friends. Yet, consider this. Would you rather take the chance that your happiness is left to fate? If you don't take charge of shaping your connections, you risk living in a dilapidated shelter of circumstance. If true connections are what you seek, the onus is on you to lay the groundwork. So, let's embrace this idea of being architects. It suggests we need to know the process involved in constructing meaningful relationships. We begin by recognizing our identity shift imagined being called the architect of connection. It's an interesting choice of words. Connection feels richer than friends, doesn't it? It embodies a deeper state of being in a harmonious bond, not just on a superficial level. This title emphasizes that as architects, we don't passively occupy our interactions. We purposefully design them before they manifest. Think of an untouched plot of land, perhaps that rough season in your life, or a workplace rife with tension. An architect doesn't just see chaos. They visualize potential structures, crafting blueprints that have the power to reshape their surroundings. This requires intention, and most of us tend to default to reactions instead. The power lies in proactive design, creating a nurturing habitat for kindness to thrive and flourish. When I say kindness, it's more than just a fleeting moment. It's about establishing an ecosystem where it can flourish. Just as certain birds require specific conditions to nest, our relationships need a designed environment to foster genuine connection and positivity. Kindness is sensitive to its surroundings. It flourishes in empathy and dies in bitterness or hostility. Now that we're on board with this architect role, let's dive into designing our blueprints for connection. Even the term blueprints may seem a bit rigid, but let's not mistake structure for insincerity. Planning out how we want our relationships to unfold doesn't mean we're being artificial. It's about giving ourselves a framework to maintain our values during interactions, ensuring we don't abandon genuine intentions. Picture this. You have a meeting with someone who usually gets under your skin. Without planning, the encounter is likely to be tense and full of conflict. But by mapping out your intentions beforehand, like focusing on collaboration over conflict, you craft a pathway for a more positive exchange. The emotional rush of the moment won't dictate your response. Instead, your values will steer the interaction. With that groundwork laid, we need to fortify our foundations. True connections are not just for sunny days. They're for storms too. The reality is that every relationship will face challenges, be it personal crises or work hurdles. What matters is the strength of our foundation, the bonds built on trust, mutual respect, and shared history. These elements might not be visible at first glance, but they are essential to prevent our connections from crumbling when life throws its inevitable challenges our way. Next comes the interior, the atmosphere we create within our relationships. Are they buzzing with energy and camaraderie, or are they heavy with tension? Rooms should resonate with respect, feeling safe and nurturing. Yet, we can't forget the corridors of casual connection, those fleeting moments shared between deeper conversations. Both dimensions are vital. If one dominates, we risk an unbalanced structure, either too serious and empty or lively but shallow. Finally, this all culminates in the cornerstone of our connections. In old architecture, the cornerstone was the first stone laid essential for the building's strength and alignment. In the context of our relationships, it's a transformative shift. Instead of merely seeking community to ground us, the text invites us to create our own stability by being that foundational point for others. You become not just a participant in your social life, but the anchor that draws others in, ripple by ripple, allowing the bonds to manifest from your efforts. By doing this, we reverse the narrative of loneliness, recognizing that we have the power to construct spaces where we and our community can thrive together. As we wrap up, let's reflect. Imagine looking at your friendships through this architectural lens. If the winds of hardship were to blow today, could your relationship withstand the storm? Or would you discover that the structures you've built are flimsy? It's a tough but worthwhile question to ponder now rather than later. So, take a moment, grab a pencil, sketch out those blueprints, and start constructing the connections you desire. We look forward to your journey as you build toward a more profound sense of community. Until next time, happy building.